Hello, I'm Mark,
And I'm Carissa.
and we're
Set
set
on
on Sainthood.
Sainthood.
Thank you so much for joining us today. We are in Selçuk, Turkey, and we went to St. John's Basilica. Here is a view of Ephesus as it might have been, including many of the incredible landmarks that are there. This is just an absolutely gorgeous countryside. We were both very surprised by Turkey, which was a good thing.
Up there in the mountains that we're showing you now is where Mary's house is, so it's quite a long ways, but it makes sense for her to have lived there. And then down here in the valley, quite a ways actually from Ephesus, is the Basilica of St. John.
It is important to note that Justinian the First and his empress built the larger basilica that we are seeing the ruins of here. But the reason why this larger basilica was actually built here, first and foremost, this is where St. John went when the apostles and the disciples were sent out to go spread the good news. You can see part of the old town underneath there. But also, this is where St. John is historically believed to have taken his rest, I suppose you could say. We're going to talk about that more later. You can actually see the tomb of St. John in the back there, where there are some columns. The basilica itself, built after St. John had passed, is quite large. In fact, they believe that if it was still standing today, it would be the seventh largest religious site in the world.
And quite unexpectedly, we were able to go up into the castle that you see from all over Selçuk. We didn't know that we were going to be able to do that, so it was quite fun to walk around there. And the tradition says that this is actually the hilltop where St. John wrote a lot of his gospel in the Bible.
We are going to be reading some of the Gospel of John today to explain a little bit of what is going on here. But I would just like to say it was such an amazing day long adventure to check out this place. And we did spend quite a bit of time here, not because it takes long, but because we wanted to take our time. Carissa is being so brave there, walking on the walls above that thicket. And another view of the countryside. So it is pretty much in ruins, but saying now, having seen other ruins, they did put a lot of it back together. And that beauty is trying to keep her hat on the top of that hill. It is quite windy. Over here, we have an old church that was converted into a cistern later. Things just keep on getting built on top of each other. But outside, you can see the walls there and the modern city of Selçuk. We stayed there for a couple of nights. The people are so helpful.
They were iconically helpful in Turkey, in which we did need a lot of help. So
And wow, people are proud to be Turkish. I'm just going to say, of course, they have their own culture and worldview, but I could see why they're proud too. And there were many archaeological groups working on this particular place. One of them actually from Austria, which was Carissa was very excited to see. And they have reconstructed a model of what they believe St. John's Basilica looks like. They also did some things that we appreciate that they don't do today. Just down the corridor here was actually a place where they made olive oil, we're guessing, for the Chrism Mass and for all of the sacraments.
right inside the church, which was pretty neat.
Yeah.
And these are the ancient mosaic floors, which must have just been so beautiful and taken a lot of work. But they put so much care into the churches, and they're proud to do that.
But the key reason why we were here is actually to go to the tomb of St. John.
This is a reading from the end of the Gospel of St. John. Jesus said to Peter, "Truly, truly, I say to you, when you were young, you girded yourself and walked where you would. But when you are old, you will stretch out your hand, and another will gird you and carry you where you do not wish to go." This Jesus said to show by what death Peter was to glorify God. And after this, Jesus said to Peter, "Follow me." Now Peter turned and saw following them the disciple whom Jesus loved, who had lain close to his breast at the Last Supper, and had said, "Lord, who is it that's going to betray you?" So when Peter saw him, he said to Jesus, "Lord, what about this man?" Jesus said to him, "If it is my will that he remain until I come, what is that to you? Follow me." The saying spread abroad among the brethren that this disciple was not to die. Yet Jesus did not say to him that he was not to die, but, "If it is my will that he remain until I come, what is that to you?"
So, as far as the story goes, St. John was the victim of a lot of harassment from the Romans. Particularly, they tried to kill him multiple times, and miraculously, they just couldn't do it. It's believed that St. John was around doing his ministry into his triple digits. We're talking over 100 years old here. And one day, he told the people of his community that he was going to go down into his tomb, his crypt, and pray, and that they should just close it behind him. So he did, and they did, and they never heard from him again, I suppose. However, when there were conquests coming through in about the 7th, 8th century, they decided that they needed to protect his relics. So they went to exhume what was left of his remains, and there was nothing there. And to this day, we are not sure where his relics may be or if he has any relics for us to see. So for us, going to his tomb was very important. Thank you so much for joining us today. We really hope you have a blessed week, and we hope to see you again tomorrow.
St. John, pray for
Pray
us.
for us.